have a drink of water while you guys do all that. That's all I can do.
All right, I think we are YouTube live as well.
Yay!
Woo! That's so awesome. So good evening, everybody. We're so excited, you guys. It is January the 20th, and we are going to bring it tonight with some fire training on this product and the power of selling this product. So I'm going to give you a little overview. I'm going to share with you guys some information about the business stimulus plan and why it is still not only effective, but how powerful it is to be selling product. So good evening, everybody. We're so okay. I'm coming back. All right. See, Tammy, you just made me sound smart so fast that now my technology blew. So I think we're so good. Okay, so we're gonna share with you a little bit about the business stimulus plan and how powerful and effective it is to sell this product. And that I want you guys to think of yourself as a tool, having a tool belt on. I love this analogy. It's like a plumber. If a plumber was going to come to my house, which in fact, a plumber has come to my house. Fun story. He has hanging off of his tool belt all different types of tools to fix the problem that's in my house. Well, the same is true with our Mary Kay business. We have this toolbox that we can pull out different tools for different jobs. And tonight is going to be an effective tool for you guys to pull out of your toolbox, out of your tool belt to put into place to sell this product. It's called Borrow My Bag. And it's going to be shared with you by my very dear friend, top director, Christine Jesse. And she's going to share with you guys in just a few minutes. But in the meantime, I'm going to kind of lay out with you guys an idea that I had as we came out with the new deep wrinkle limiter. The dynamic wrinkle limiter, this plan came to place. So I'm just going to share my screen and go over this with you really quickly because it is an absolutely effective way to build your business. And, you know, it goes to show you, Mary Kay always said, attract, number, grows. Sometimes we don't focus on the right things. We're focusing on everything and it's harder to achieve our goals. But when we focus on one thing and we follow that one course until successful, you can get massive results. So I want you guys to take a look at the screen really quick. And if you haven't seen this before, it is an idea that I believe is tried and true and amazing. It's an idea that you can add, listen to this, $43,584 into your household in income over a year's time. How many of you guys could get excited about that? And then getting yourself a pay raise. And it's really focusing on 8 main products, which is the repair set that contains 5, right? Our most upgraded skincare. It also includes the glycolic facial peel and the charcoal mask. So it's taking those products and then introducing the dynamic wrinkle limiter. And this is what's so amazing. It's not like you have to sell 1 million of these every single month. If you just sell 4 of the products that are up here and 10 of the DWLs in a month, every month for 12 months, and then you get those continuous reorders throughout the year, you're going to end up selling by the end of the year $87,168. And I love this because it's simple. It keeps it simple, sweetie. So if you put by your front door every single month 4 repair sets, 4 facial peels, 4 charcoal masks, and 10 DWLs, the dynamic wrinkle limiters, and your whole job in Mary Kay was, I'm just going to sell that product out my door and I have a whole month to do it in. If you just did that every single month over 12 months, and then you built your reorder products coming in continually, because no matter how much our customers love our products, at the end of the night, they wash them down the drain and tomorrow they reorder more because it's a consumable product, that when you do that over time, that is going to be sales of over 87,000, profiting your household 43,000. And I love it because it's simple, it's visual, and it keeps my eye on the prize. And so let's think really quickly about different ways that we share the product product experience. So one of the tools in our tool belt is an old-fashioned Mary Kay facial, you know, face to face, where you put this on, take this off. How does your skin feel? You want to buy some? Remember those in-person appointments? Or you could have, we call those facials, you could have a party where you have a hostess and she gathers some friends around a kitchen table and you go in person and you do the same thing. Put this product on, take this off. How do you love it? Right? Or we now have virtual. And for our area, every Sunday night, I host a virtual event that is Reset Sunday, where you can invite guests on to try all the products that you just saw on the business stimulus plan. We share every single Sunday night. So you could do a virtual appointment from your home, your computer. It takes us about 35 minutes, invite guests on. You could do it virtually. And you can send people samples that they can open in their bathroom and do the virtual facials with us on Sunday nights. You could come, if you lived in Tucson, you can come to our Studio Pink, where we're hosting next week in person. What are we hosting? A glass skin night, what is that? It's a Hydra session, which is using all the products you just saw in the business stimulus plan. But that's not all. You're also going to hear tonight about another tool that you can pull out of your toolbox called Borrow My Bag. And I want to tell you guys a little bit of backstory about this. So my amazing friend, Christine Jesse, is amazing for lots of things. But one of the things that I have loved about her is her passion for sharing this product, her passion on how she genuinely knows, loves, and believes that people benefit from our products. And she can believe with full confidence that. She's the most generous, selfless person as well that I know. And so we, in our average, I'm just going to pull up on screen while I talk about her so that I can see her face while I'm yakking about her.
I spotlighted her.
Okay, perfect. Oh, I see her pinned. Oh, how come I'm not seeing her? Oh, maybe remove my pin.
I think it's your view.
Oh, Trish, is it my view? So let me do multi-speaker. There, now she's on my screen. Look at that. I love Trish. And I love Christine Jesse. So Christine and I are great friends, you guys. She's someone that I pretty much talk to every single day. And in casual conversation, she would be like, oh, girl, like I just sold another $1,000 today. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, back up, because we talk about 4 or 5 things. I'm like, back up, tell me what you're doing. She's like, it's just this borrow my bag thing. And I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? And so after about 5 or 6 times where she said not only is she selling it, but she's teaching her consultants how to do this, and that this is an easy way, another tool in your toolbox that you could pull out that you can weave in and amongst your full-time job, your volunteer work, your Mary Kay time. Like, you can just weave this in. And so I'm so excited about that. So I have told Christine, so here's what I want you guys to do. Hold your questions, but write them down. And we're going to have a Q&A in the end where you can come back and ask her any questions that you have. So Christine is my beautiful, wonderful friend. She's relocated from California and then Las Vegas, and now she's out in Texas, and she's actually out in the Fort Worth area. I love her so much. She is one of the most dearest people to me. I love her heart. I fell in love with her at a Mary Kay event. And we have just really become really close confidants and friends. She's earned 7 top director trips. And she really is, I would say, she is the most go-give of Mary Kay people. I love going to Mary Kay events with her because she's everybody's love child. Like, everybody loves Christine unequivocally. Like, they love her. And so, you guys, I'm honored and privileged to introduce my friend to you as she tells us about this amazing tool. So get your pens and paper out and let's talk about how to borrow my bag.
Yay! I'm so grateful to be here, and it's so fun that we have some really great things in store this year to work together, Tammy and Tracy and I. And if I put Tammy Vavala in the search bar of my Facebook group or Tracy Chavez, I love that we've got some pictures over time, and it's just been a really a blessed, I'm very grateful journey to be friends with you all, and you've really impacted me so much. So I think this borrow my bag thing, really, in all honesty, it wasn't like a planned out whole thing. It started because I had a problem. And that's usually where good ideas come from, is when you have an issue. And so, you know, when my kids were little, I homeschooled my whole time and just wanted to be a mom was my main goal. And I became a sales director before I had kids. And if you're friends with someone in Mary Kay that has a baby or babies with an S, they need to get creative to work around their baby's sleep schedule, or if they're homeschooling their family's schooling schedule, and then maybe it's your work schedule, or you're taking care of a parent, or you pick up grandkids at school after school. And so we all have some things, right, that there are a reason for doing Mary Kay, and they're also an obstacle. Right now I have my youngest just turned 18, and she graduated in May, and we have a new puppy that is now a year, and we are seeing some improvement. Tracy and I got puppies at the same time. We have 2 dogs, and they have a love-hate relationship. And I'm going to tell you, this sounds really ridiculous that this is my issue, but it is, because Abigail is top priority to me. Our kids are all in trades, and so they're kind of easing their way out of being full-time in our home. And so her dog is my responsibility too. And if you don't have dogs, then this sounds ridiculous. If I'm comparing babies to dogs, it sounds ridiculous. But either way, it's an obstacle to overcome. So right now, I'll be honest, it's me. I'm not peaceful if I have facials or parties right now at my house. That's where I'm at. If you know me, I am best if I'm at peace. If I'm not going to be present. I'm not going to focus on you. I'm going to think you're irritated with my dog. I'm going to be sweaty. I am not going to be calm. I'm not going to like my business. So a couple of months ago, I just decided I'm not going to work around this. We're not going to have any appointments at the house right now. And I bought this house, hard work, to have this specific table with this specific situation out here that I could just have everybody come in. All my kids are super busy. They don't really need me at all. So I have all this plans in my head, and I started having all these facials and parties at the table, and life was great for the first year. And then all of a sudden this obstacle happened, which is good. We chose it. Do you guys get me? I would love you to write down what is a personal obstacle real quick that you're thinking of that would be between you and rocking out faces, parties, a stimulus plan, fun, loving your business. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? And it could be as ridiculous as it sounds that it's a puppy, or it could be as important as having twin babies. So maybe you have something written down. We might think it's the heart thing of like, I'm discouraged with my business, or I can't get leads. I'm going to tell you, it's actually usually something very practical that you're using as a reason to not move forward. And I just had to recognize it, that it was my dog. And once I recognized it, I was like, okay, I got to figure this out. And so a few months ago, I started doing my main booking, which it still is for the winter, of parties right now. My main party booking right now is pajama nights. I went and bought, I know I'm on a little squirrel trail, but it's all to come back to the purpose, okay? I went and bought 2 bougie pajama outfits. I've never spent $100 ever in my life on pajamas. And I'm like, I want it to be cute. I want it to look like pajamas, but be thicker, that I'm not embarrassed by like my butt. I'm just being honest, like, where you're not like embarrassed to put on, but I can't wait to put it on. And I'm going to do all my appointments at other people's homes, and it's going to be pajama nights. And this was at the end of October, beginning of November. And remember, in November, it was the voting month. Let's just be honest, where we were at in November. And I don't know about you, but I felt like there was a lot of stress in the world. And I wanted to wrap myself up in a cozy pajama night where I was not going to be held back, but be excited to book these pajama nights and just really excited about it. So I did that for the end of October through middle of December was really hardcore. Well, then beginning of December, I looked at my calendar and here's what was happening. I was having, for the first time, all 25 of my family members, my parents, my siblings, all spouses, and 15 of my parents' grandkids, all 25 of us were coming to Texas for the first time for 10 days. We were excited. Then a dear friend of mine lost her husband in June, and I wanted to close out. She has 4 teenagers. I wanted to close out being with her at the end of the year, the hardest year of her life. And that was in Houston. That's a 4-hour drive. And then my daughter had her wisdom teeth removal, and there's a whole stress around that because of medications. So I looked at my month and I was in this is how much Mary Kay time I have, people. So I was like, how am I going to get the products on people right now? And I said, oh my gosh, I remember I used to like do some borrow my bag and loan out my bag. And so I just sat down, I started writing down like, how much do I want to sell? Why do I want to sell that? And how is this going to happen without as many in-person appointments? Because I just bought these 2 bougie pajama night things and now I don't even have any time to do that. So do you see how you go from like your obstacle and you have your why, and then there's got to be a resource to answering it, because I know that there's tons of people out there that have 10-day Christmases with 25 people and surgeries and grief, and they're selling products. So I've got to be able to make it happen. Okay, so that's where we get to the Borrow My Bag. And I've sold $2,000 of Mary Kay products from Borrow My Bag in the last 7 weeks. Now, just so that you know, that's sales for me. So this isn't like, oh yeah, just like happens. No, I'm so proud of this. Like I am so excited. And the biggest thing for me is the start of that came from a party that was in the pajama night, that was a decent party. But the hostess there borrowed my bag first before she took her hostess credit because she didn't know if she was going to like the product. It was an accidental kind of thing that was happening. At that, I'm telling you a chain of things. At that party, from that Borrow My Bag, she ended up ordering $600 for hostess credit. She got 50% off because of how many people she had and how much she sold. There was a person at that party that I would say was not giving me a vibe that she was excited about Mary Kay. She actually told me about a high-end line that she used to use, or that she uses, that she uses, and she used to use Mary Kay before. She bought one product for the hostess to get an order. Okay, so there's that. Set that aside, the same party. Then a second person a referral of the hostess, not even at the party. I get a random text saying, I am so-and-so's friend. Can I borrow your bag? I said, yes. That girl is the neighbor of the person that uses the high-end product and didn't really care for Mary Kay. Okay, she's the neighbor of that person. So now I have a second Borrow My Bag out. I'm not putting these as an expectation, but that person, I didn't know her at all. She has a house in Idaho and she has a house in Texas. And long story short, in 7 weeks, she's ordered all of her product for both houses. Yesterday, that person just bought 6 full-size charcoal masks for gifts. Same person from a Borrow My Bag. The person that uses the high-end product texted me and said, okay, so now 2 of my friends like your product. I'd like to borrow your bag too. So now the third person takes my bag and she's now ordered $200. Okay, this is just one grouping of people. So then I got into, in January, really doing this more than just kind of like, I did make flyers and I started some things, but now I've been doing it with a bunch of people. Now, I have some networking girls that have been telling me that they were going to get together with me and they haven't. I actually just texted another girl today. I said, I know that we've been trying to get together and it hasn't worked out. And I had done an advertisement of Borrow My Bag at one of my networking meetings. And I said, would you be open to borrowing my bag? 2 other girls in my networking group have borrowed my bag. When I went to Audrey's wisdom teeth removal, I decided I'm going to do my best to dress a little bit cute. I was having anxiety. There's a lot around that I won't get into. And I was like, I am going to do my best somehow to get some catalogs to these ladies behind the counter. There's all these nurses. It's a whole thing. I did not want to talk to anybody because I was having so much anxiety. But I just decided I'm not going to do anything big. I'm just going to say, I'm going to leave these catalogs and goodie bags. I made goodie bags up here at the counter. Would you mind giving these to all the ladies that helped Audrey today as a little thank you? There's a coupon in each side of one. And I'm a Mary Kay beauty consultant. I'm so glad I did that. A woman rolled her seat around, said, what? You're with Mary Kay? Just like that. And I literally was going to talk myself out of that, you guys, so much right then. But I know myself, if I start to talk myself out of it, then I know I'm supposed to do it. Long story short, she's borrowed my bag. She ordered $150. She ordered a foundation that I didn't have on hand. Always have like one thing that you don't have. Okay. So now I'm meeting her for coffee and I'm bringing her other products to do on the back of her hand. And, P.S. I want her on my team so bad. So bad. So that's I really want to talk to her about being a hostess, about the business opportunity. So that's just kind of, I'm throwing all that out at you of just like my energy level about this. But also to give you the mindset that really God gives you some ideas for yourself. It doesn't have to be from Tammy, Tracy, or I, but you have to recognize when you're having a block and then sit and just ask the Lord, what resource do I have? Maybe I already know it. Maybe it is the Borrow My Bag, or is there something I'm pulling from the past that would work for this block that I have? Is it your dog, your kids, a holiday, a surgery, grief? What is it? There's a block. Okay. So now here's the system. Okay, here's a system just so you don't have to spend a lot of time getting creative, because I find if you're busy and you have a lot going on, don't use a lot of brain time right now with creativity. Try to use your brain time with contacts, listing at least 50 women that you know on paper, blocking out your calendar with highlighting your calendar in green when you can work your business for normal facials, normal parties, when can you do normal virtual things. And in the beginning right now, this could be a backup plan for you at minimum. If someone doesn't show up, if they keep giving you an excuse, if you're just honestly so overloaded like I was in December, it doesn't have to be your front end first booking tool, but you want to keep this as like Tracy was talking about with the plumber and the tools in the tool belt. You want to keep this as one of your tools, because I'm just going to be honest, everyone is either buying or booking. That's what they're doing. They're either buying or booking. Okay. So here's a dialogue, and I'm going to send all of this to Tracy, but here's a dialogue to kick you off. Okay. It said, this is just what you could use to type or text or voice message. Hey, Tammy, I know we haven't been able to make a time work for your pampering, but I'm so excited for our new Borrow My Bag program. And then I have a little check. It's little checks. I drop off your customized skincare. You can use it for 3 days and see how you like it. It comes with, and then you would list what you're putting in the bag. I'm going to give you some suggestions right now. Would you be interested in borrowing my bag? And every dialogue, you want to have a question in the end. The other thing that you could put in your dialogue that I actually normally do with regular dialogues is, and you might want to write this down for in general dialogues is a goal with a deadline and what's in it for her. So something like, I have a goal for 10 ladies to borrow my bag this month. And this month would be the deadline. If you borrow my bag for 3 days and only use this product and give me your opinion, you will receive what? And I like to personally give $20 of free product as a thank you for trying it. So that could be your suggestion or a suggestion. Okay. So goal with the deadline, what's in it for her, or if you don't like that idea, you can just use a softer approach like this. But at the end of every dialogue, you want a question so that she goes to answer it. That's what you're really going to find is she goes to answer it. The little routine that I use for my bookings is I like to voice text first. If you want to write that down, I love voice text. It's my friend. So Leah Carter said, Christine does 30 to 50 calls a day. Now, those are voice texts, and those are on the days that I do my calls. And when I share that with her, that's in the month of June. I really do. I do 50 voice texts a day in June on the days that I work. I can get that done in about an hour and a half. I know that sounds crazy, but when you have a goal like I've had in the last 7 years, and I want to be ahead of the game. I never am. I'm always behind. And I've had to sell with my team 50,000 wholesale minimum every year for the last 7 Junes if we were going to finish our goal. One year it was 65,000. I mean, I'm like, I always ask the Lord, why can't I be ahead? He hasn't answered me, but that just isn't my story. It's so that he does these miracles in the end, So I normally, though, on a normal day, will do about 20 voice texts a day on a routine. And that takes me 20 to 30 minutes. So that dialogue, I voice text it. Then here's what I do right after. I put in the text to her. Hey, Tammy, it's Christine. This is an actual text. I just left you a voice message. Let me know what you think. I don't say anything about Mary Kay. I don't put a picture. And what ends up happening is she goes and listens to the voice message. And because I texted her, it's accountability for me that I see all the text, because the voice text goes away. Like I can't see it anymore. So if I look back at Tammy's text, it looks like I didn't even send her a message. And if you're my age or older, you forget who you talk to sometimes. You would like to have these perfect systems and bubble sheets, and I do that too, but I'll be voice texting someone, I'll get distracted, and then I'm like, shoot. So this also came out of an issue.
Mhm.
You don't even have to say her name. You can just copy paste that part. Hey girl, it's Christine. I just left you a voice text. Let me know what you think. And I do that. So now I've got 10, 15, 20 texts from that day. Okay, then 3 days later, now I send her the borrow my bag picture if she has not responded. And I say, hey, Tammy, did you happen to get my voice text a couple days ago? I would love to drop off my bag this week if you would like to try the product. That just basic that. And ladies, the whole thing is it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just the idea that she hears my voice and then I follow up in a couple of days. Now, here's the kicker. Are you ready? And this is whether borrow my bag or not. 3 days after that, yes, Lupe, I'll repeat the voice text again. 3 days after that, I say, oh my gosh, Tammy. This is literally what I say. Oh my gosh, Tammy, am I your Mary Kay stalker? I don't want to be a bother. If this is a bad time, let me know. So that is the key, is if you did this with 20 people for Borrow My Bag, by the 9th day out of 20 people, 15 will say yes or no to you. And you'll have a very small percentage. It's going to be honestly like 20% that won't reply, but you'll get a good 80%, 75 to 80% that say yes or no. Okay. And that's what you want. You want a yes or no on anything, whether it's facials, parties, whatnot. Okay. So you still have to do the same thing with the Borrow My Bag. If you're going to count this in your face race, if you're going to count this in your challenges, if you're wanting money to come in from this, if you want to build relationships and layer, someone's, let's say, bought Mary Kay from you, makeup from you, and they told you that they only use Lancome. This is a great reason to say, I know you love your Lancome, and I'm just looking for Lancome users to give me their opinion. And I would love to have you in my surveys of what you think about the product, even though it's not for you. Take it away from them. Would you be open to using my bag for 3 days? Okay. Lupe, here's the dialogue, and I'm going to send this to Tracy, just the basics. You could have the goal with a deadline and what's in it for her. Hey, Tammy, I have a goal to loan out 10 bags this month. And then $20 as a gift would be what's in it for her, $20 coupon. The one that I read to you originally that I was just using myself, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I really need to make this a goal with a deadline and what's in it for her, because that's what we teach for our normal dialogues. But I said, I know we haven't been able to make a time work for your pampering, but I'm so excited for our new Borrow My Bag program. So Valerie, this is new for you. So I want you to circle the word new. So Rosie, if it's new to you, circle the word new, because it's authentic and it's real and people love to help something that's new. Guess what? This is new for me. I haven't done this in years. I don't even remember the last time I did it. So I know I haven't done this since 2020. I haven't done this since we've been doing virtual. I drop off your customized skincare. You can use it for 3 days and see how you like it. And then I list what's in the bag, just a little brief list. Would you be interested in borrowing my bag? So she says yes. So obviously this is going to be people that are in your neighborhood, at your kid's school, at your church, at the dentist office. This is your local, you know, or it's someone that came to a virtual but lives local and they didn't buy very much. So you need demos. That's the first thing that you need if you want to write this down. You need demos. You need a minimum of one bag that's your miracle set demo bag and one bag that's your repair set. It's just a matter of how many bags you're willing to have out at a time. And I would say to you, if I could wave a magic wand for you, it'd be 3 a week. Because that would be 3 faces a week for a busy person that wants to get more product on faces. So I bet you statistically you're going to sell at least $300 a week from Borrow My Bag if you have 3 bags out. I think that's a very reasonable goal. And I think you're going to up it as you get better at the conversation. So this would be one bag if we're just talking about the, if we're just talking about the business stimulus plan. So I took everything out of the bags that would not be about the stimulus plan if you just want to focus on that. But I love to send them home with the eye makeup remover and micellar water, because those are like, right here, ladies, I really want you to know people can't live without these once they order them. So they might be like, oh, I'll pick up another cleanser at Target, but for some reason, these 2 will keep them coming back to you. So I really want to encourage you to put that in the bag. And then you have your miracle set: cleanser, moisturizer, pocket 1, day and night solution, pocket I'm sorry, pocket 2, pocket 3 day and night solution. I put the eye cream in there as well. And then pocket 4 is the charcoal mask and the DWL. Up to you, but I also put a sample of the eye patches. So here's what I do. I bring the bag with the catalog. I open up the catalog in the back, and this is what I do at the close of all my facials and parties anyways. And I circle everything in the catalog that's in their bag. Then I line everything up on the counter, what they're going to do in the morning and then what they're going to do at night. And I have them take a picture of it with their phone. And this little routine has seemed to work so far. I'm not saying there's not going to be twists and turns. And nobody call me and tell me I just did 20 faces and what you said didn't work. Then you're going to have to figure something else out and let me know. But this is just so far what's worked for me is setting it up on the counter, explaining it to them, taking a picture, and then we've been dialoguing back and forth about questions. I also right there share with them, I'm going to give you the deals in case you do like the product. And if it's not for you, it's totally fine. I just appreciate the feedback. You still get to use the $20 coupon on anything that you would like. So I have my closing sheet. Use either one that Tracy has made. And you want to just get a bunch of print offs of that so that you leave a, this is like a coupon sheet for them of whatever you're wanting to use for the closing sheet and leave it there. So now they see the retail product in the catalog. They see the deals. Okay. And then I have a repair one. Same thing for the repair. Eye makeup remover, micellar water, repair set, charcoal mask, DWL. Okay, so I'm going to tell you 2 that didn't go the way that I thought it was going to go. So that you see not everything is I'm buying product for my Idaho house and my Texas house and 6 charcoal masks. One girl, she bought a bunch of makeup, no skincare, texted me and said, I hate to disappoint you. I have so much skincare of other brands in my house and I need to use that first. She said, would it be okay though if I still bought makeup from you? I said, of course. And when I dropped off the makeup, we went through all the makeup. I added her on Facebook. I added her to my customer Facebook group. P.S. Do that as well. I have something to drop off for her. She's a doll. And she said to me, I just want to let you know, I really, really, really like the product. So now I know I'm going to come back to you when I'm all out of my other products. Well, that's how the economy is right now. You know, so here's what I'm going to do when I drop off a product that I didn't have for her is I'm going to talk to her about Hostess credit. Now that I've built a relationship, added her on Facebook, she's now in my customer group. She now has some trust with me that I've dropped off the makeup. I'm now going to have a second appointment. We're meeting for coffee for the thing that I'm missing. So I'm going to ask her about Hostess credit and I'm going to say, hey, what about if we made your pamper night with your girlfriends in 4 to 5 weeks? By then, you'll be really getting down from some of your skincare that you have, and you could take advantage of the Hostess credit for all of that product that you liked. Okay. Now, another girl, get this other gal, I went to pick up the bag. She didn't use any of it. Not one thing. Never opened it up. Okay. And this is what she said. I was too overwhelmed. Can I just book you and meet with you in person? Can you come over this week? So just so that you know that none of this is a made up thing, I'm going to show you right here. 5 o'clock in 2 days is Cheryl on my calendar, and I'm meeting her Wednesday. So when I got it, I was like, oh no, what happened? This didn't go as I was planning on. She and I already kind of know each other through a little chain of things. And so there you go with that. Okay. Second thing is I have dialogues for the next 2 things, which is, I haven't dove into this as much and I want to, but my goal is to have, when they borrow my bag, if they have a young adult daughter, a neighbor, a mom, a friend, and I know that, I'm going to give the bag and I have a $10 coupon for her if she does the skincare with her friend, her adult child. If I know that situation, she's going to get an extra $10. And I'm going to say, if you text me with the charcoal masks on together, that's a layer that I want to do. And then I also want to tell you, my girls that are referring bags to me, they're getting $20 coupons on their next order as a thank you for referring me to their friends. So I have coupons for that as well. And so let's say the girl on Wednesday that is booking me in person, when she refers me to a friend that borrows my bag, then she gets $20 on her second order when that friend makes a purchase. So I have all those resources ready for you to use. I don't have the research over those, over the $10 bring a friend, take a selfie with me yet. I do have the referrals for the $20 so far. So that's kind of where I'm at with my plans. And the good thing is I'm not so far into it that it's perfect. You're just kind of seeing kind of how an advanced leader in Mary Kay works with having an obstacle, but still has goals. And then, Lord, please help me, give me some resources. And then you do have to kind of just baby step your way and crawl into something that could potentially work for you. So that's my lesson.
Okay, I love this so much. I mean, like, I'm itching. So I just want to affirm a couple of things that you said is, sometimes when somebody has a genuine interest to get together. This happens all the time. Like, they have a genuine interest to get together, but we're having a hard time connecting my schedule with her schedule. And by the time you've either like booked it and rescheduled it, or we just can't find the time. I mean, frustration level on both sides can get elevated, and then it's just kind of dropped. So I'll follow up with you again in the future and we'll try again. This solves all that problem.
Yeah.
Because we may not be able to be together at the same time, but I can drop this off. And all you need is 5 minutes. So it's an exceptional way to have. As I used to work, when I first started Mary Kay, I had a hutch desk that sat in front of me when I would make my calls. And I basically had index cards. That was my question. If they said yes, it went here. If they said no, it went here. And I had them all over my entire hutch, that I could follow a dialogue on the telephone with somebody. This is one of those situations. If you cannot get together, this becomes now another option that you can book in with them to borrow the bag. And it allows you to have a quick contact. And to be honest, there are people that are not going to want to get together with you. This is an easy fix for that. So it solves a lot of problems. I love how everything that Christine was saying that became an obstacle, she just was really, I love you, were like, Lord, how do I maneuver in this? What do I need to know from this situation? And he would give her the wisdom. So in that situation of, hey, I've had this 3 days, because it's going to happen where they're not going to open it and take it out because it's new. And sometimes our brain just cannot have capacity for new. It's not that they don't have a need. It's not that they don't want to, but sometimes that first step is a big step, even though they've taken the picture and they don't know what to do next. That person does need you to come by. So you can just schedule that 30-minute consultation Wednesday at 5 o'clock, pop in, casual, no big deal, NBD, and show her the products. So I love all of that. And I love how you kept your roll-up bag pretty simple, because I was like, well, do you add a satin hand set? Sometimes more is not necessarily better. And so I love how you kept it streamlined to the main products that would support the business stimulus plan. Remember, if you handed out 3 bags a week, if you rotated 3 bags a week, do you guys feel, in all honesty, that one person would buy a roll-up bag, right? They would buy the skincare set with a couple of the additional products that make up what we like to call the products in the business stimulus plan. If you just had 3 bags out and rotating and you sold one of those sets a week over 4 weeks, do you realize that you're right on track for the business stimulus plan, which nets you, remember, $43,000 at the end of the year?
Yep.
Sometimes we're so broad focused, we just need to if everything you're doing is driving that. So imagine this, you rotated 3 bags out a week. You had 1 or 2 guests on at every one of the virtual opportunities that we have available for you. You have guests at your in-person meeting, and then maybe you hold a party a week. Those are very easy things to do with a very packed schedule that you could fit in. I always think of life as the bricks, and Mary Kay's the mortar that goes between the bricks. All of those are very efficient ways to work your business that would assure that you would be seeing the profit that you need. Let's face it, how many of you guys need more profit? You need more income. I really have not met too many people right now in our economy that we're in right now that are too cashed up. So this gives you an opportunity to do that. The other thing
Can I add 2 things real quick too, Tracy?
Yeah.
Okay, 2 things is one customer service tip is if you're asking them what do they already use that they love of the products that they use at home, they might say something like hyaluronic acid or serum C, vitamin C. They might say that those are key ingredients for them. Then put in our HA ceramide, then put in the serum C plus E because you're trying to replace something of what they already use. Secondly is, okay, I got you guys, if you're here on Martin Luther King Day on a Monday night, you want something. I know you do. Okay, here's the additional thing that we're talking about on my team. Okay. What you want is when you close a facial, you want them to buy product today. You want them to book their girls' night and book a career chat. We oftentimes put the cart before the horse and we try to sell them on the starter kit because she says something like, tell me about the business. And the goal is that they buy the bag today and they book their coffee for the career chat. Here's why. When she gets her starter kit, but you already sold her product for her own face, and she says, I don't have time, you're going to give her a roll-up bag as a gift for signing up on your team. And you're going to create her borrow my bag with what came in the kit. And you're going to show her how she can borrow bags out with her 5 kids, 3 husbands, 2 dogs, you know.
By
And
the way, I think what you're saying is that you would gift her the empty roll-up bag.
the empty roll bag,
Yeah.
the empty roll-up bag, okay, as a gift when she joins your Mary Kay team is my suggestion. And then at her starter kit opening, help her create the bag. If you already had borrowed a bag to her, she would understand that. She would be like, oh, this is my first impression of Mary Kay, so I'm totally getting this. If she was not a borrow my bag person though, and she was a facial or a party or a virtual appointment, you can use her kit to fill the gift of the empty bag. And this is going to be the answer for the new consultant who says that she's too busy, is my point.
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, it's brilliant on so many levels. The other thing that I would encourage you guys is that I would put several, however, how you know your current financial situation, but having a few bags put together, I love that. You know, you can always switch out some of the products in there. Like if you're going to not do the repair and you're going to do the miracle set, you can switch out for that. But if you don't have it together, you're guaranteed to not be able to borrow your bag. And so sometimes it's just, and that's written off. It's a great time of year to write off business demo. It's a brilliant time to be able to do that. The other thing that I wanted to say that I got from you Christine, that I've started to implement that's been a game changer for me is sending these voice memos. So you're referring to them as voice text, they're voice memos. And what I love is I'm an Apple, but those of you out there that are Android make me crazy. Just kidding, not really. But it used to be, Trish is laughing because we have this argument all the time. Yes,
Mhm.
yours takes better pictures, I know. But it used to be that you couldn't voice memo an Android and
Correct.
vice versa, but you can now without having to like do an attachment. So now you can do it exactly the same. And this is exactly what Christine said. So I was going through and I was messaging a bunch of people, and this is what I love. A lot of times people will read a text and not respond. And I do all the right things. Like I send it at an appropriate time. I end a text with a question, like all the things that we know that are going to help increase a communication response. And I wasn't getting the response. So I was like, are they reading it? Are they not reading it? Puts this all in this mumbo jumbo. But here's what I do know. I have yet, knock on wood, this is glass, but knock on wood, I have yet to send a voice memo that has not been listened to. Every single time they listen, because we are curious. What the heck? Like, especially if they haven't heard from me in a while and they're like, Tracy just left me a voice memo. What is she saying? Like, and the way you know they've listened to it is because it disappears and it's gone. And so like what Christine said, her follow-up text is, hey, I just sent you a voice memo. Let me know what you think, has been the key, because that's the only way I can know that I actually sent them a voice memo, because once they listen, it disappears. And so now I was able to go back and say, they're listening to my messages. So I'm making a connection. And it's absolutely, it's so brilliant. So thank you for that. And I love it. She gave us the rollout. You send the voice memo first, then you follow it up with the text. Then 3 days later, this is traditional, the 21-day booking approach, but it is with a system in place to follow that through. So I'm going to open it for questions. We've got about 6 minutes left. If you have any questions, raise your hand. Oh, Penny, I was going to say raise your hand, and then she is. So let me just go ahead and add you in. Go ahead, Penny.
So I don't write fast enough anymore. Sorry. Pocket number 1 is the micellar water and the oil-free eye makeup remover in both bags. Number 2 in the miracle set is the cleanser and moisturizer. Is that it?
Yep. And then pocket 3 is the day and night solution. And then pocket 4 is a charcoal mask and the DWL.
Okay. Do you not do eye cream?
Oh, eye cream was in the cleanser moisturizer pocket. Yes.
Ah, okay. All right. Thank you. Oh, and then in the repair, it's the same thing in number 1. Number 2 is the whole repair set, right?
You can break up the repair pouch if you want to, and just put like cleanser, lifting serum, eye cream in 1, day and night solution, or day and night cream in the 3rd, and then you could do the charcoal mask and the DWL in the 4th. I would say do that.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, now I'm going to come to you, Valeria. Let me add a spotlight in. All right, ask your question.
Right. So I'm wondering about hygiene and sanitation. I'm wondering what you do in between one checkout to the other to make sure that, everything's clean and people aren't concerned, or if you've heard any concerns about that.
So Valeria, I'm going to be honest with you. I think depending on where you are in the country, honestly, this is a question or not. I know that sounds crazy, but I've lived in 3 places, and in the middle of the last 4 years, I've lived in 3 places, and I would tell you that if you feel like your environment, that's a concern, then let them know that you clean the spout of everything with alcohol if you want to in between. But I will tell you, I've not had one person ask me that, except for another beauty consultant. Not any customers have asked me that. And number 2 is we have our product at parties and they take it into the bathroom, and nothing we put our hands in. So everything is in a pump. So it would, if anything needed to be like worried about, it would just be the same as at a facial or party. So does that make
That's
sense?
good. Yeah, that's a great
Does
question.
that
though. I
answer your
actually-
question?
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing. All right. Any other questions? All right.
Fran has a question.
Yes, I'm curious as to whether or not why you're not putting microdermabrasion or the facial peel in the bag as well.
It's a really good question. So to be honest, I just took it out and put it on the ground because I just wanted to focus on the stimulus products for you. So Fran, I normally have for exfoliation. So it's just up to you if you want to keep it, if you feel like it's too much to not keep it simple. I would be honest, it's up to you.
yeah.
Those
And
are part
I like
of
how
the,
you,
they
I
are
like
part
how
of the
you,
stimulus.
I liked how you also said, you talk to the client and she might have an interest of vitamin C plus C. You can put that in there. So you're really customizing it for the person that you're giving it to. Be flexible, but obviously a track number grows. So if you've already got in your mind that I'm going to sell 4 repair sets in a month, and you know that that's getting you closer to hitting those numbers, then you've got something that's driving your passion. So it's just easy. But you
It's
guys,
a great question though, Fran, because like I love my facial peel and my microdermabrasion, And who asked the question about the sanitation?
Valeria,
Did we lose her?
did we?
Oh, we might have. Well, you could let her know. As beauty consultants, when we're using our brushes and makeup, I've had a lot of questions with that over the years. And we have a little spray bottle that has a little bit of alcohol and a bunch of water. And you could even bring that with you to any of the appointments if it's a concern. And you can just let them know, hey, yes, we spray this in between, so it's a great question.
My honest opinion is I wouldn't preemptively bring it up, because then it gets them thinking, like, is this not hygienic? But if they do bring it up, then I would address it. Yeah, we wipe it down between. All right, you guys.
Tracy, one last thing.
Yes.
So Christine, would you ever sell her the bag? If you've got a brand new bag that nobody's manhandled yet, would you sell her that bag if she falls in love with everything that's in there?
That she just used for the 3 days? Oh yeah,
Okay.
definitely. If it's all brand new.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something we used to do is we used to have you at the personal consultation take out what you didn't want back in the day.
Did.
And that was like a psychological purchasing experience too. So you could even do something like that, with her. I think you guys are going to get way more creative over time, even than me, and I'm going to come back and you're going to tell me all the things that worked. So
I love it. I love it. This will be a polished tool in our toolbox. Well, Christine, thank you so much, my friend. She's got to jump on her unit meeting right now. So God bless you.